բախտաբար հայերենս այդքան ձեր նման չեմ կարող տիրապետեմ, so I will do this in English. Vice President of Assembly, National Assembly, dear ministers, it's an honor to be here. You already articulated very well. Our work is cut out for us. We know what we need to do. We just have to go do it. I'm honored to be here. I'm willing to participate and help in any way we can. As an entrepreneur, we usually spend a little bit of time on planning, and then we just start rolling up our sleeves and start just going for it. Because no one is smart enough to have the optimal plan. We have our best idea about the plan. Through execution, as soon as we take our first step, we have to revise the plan. And I think this is part of what we need to do. We have everything we need to be able to succeed. We need to cooperate, we need to get started, and we need to get moving. I believe that the most important national resource that God has given us is our brains. The existence proof of that, we don't have oil, but we have brains. The existence proof of that, that's enough of national resource we can leverage to succeed in the world is Israel. It's a land that was abandoned, and it's one of the most prosperous countries. On par with Silicon Valley, they're innovating, and this is what we can do as well. And we have all the talent we need to do that. We need cooperation, and we are willing to do that. So today I'll talk about Moxie as one of the existence proofs of AI that's in the real world. I think 2023 was the year where AI took all the headlines, but many people are asking the question, what are the real applications of it? And Moxie is one of those. And I'm very proud to present you Moxie, which is known in the world as one of the most advanced AI robot companions. I'll break this down and talk about this a bit more. And as I mentioned, Embodied, I'm very proud to say that we are considered as the leading company in this field. Many companies have tried. This is an extremely, extremely complex set of technologies that have to come together, because what we are trying to do is to mimic human-like behaviors. Things that we give for granted. Walking, talking, looking at each other, understanding each other emotions, expressing emotions, logic, and all these things have been evolving over hundreds of millions of years. And that's what we are trying to replicate, because what we are trying to do is create a robot that can interact with us the way we interact with each other, and then help us with mental health, with education, and so on. I'll just give you examples of how complex it is. There is more than $2 billion that has been invested in companies that are developing AI robot companions. One example is Pepper to the far right. It was created by a company called SoftBank Robotics. SoftBank is one of the world's largest companies, a Japanese company. Masa-san, you may have heard about him. They invested close to $1 billion to develop that product. And if you compare it to Moxie, it is way behind, way behind. And at Embodied, with only $80 million is what we have raised to date from investors, we have been able to compete in that field. And what is an AI robot companion? It's a lifelike, believable character that when you interact with it, you start seeing it talking to you, understanding your emotions, changing your emotions, and influencing you, and so on. And just so we get a better sense for it, there's a short video of Moxie. And one thing to keep in mind, none of what Moxie does in this video is scripted. It's all generated by AI on the fly, in real time. It's what it says, its body language, its facial expressions, its voice is all generated on the fly using generative AI. Hopefully, when I press this, it will play the video. Maybe not. Oh. Moxie, welcome to my presentation. Could you please introduce yourself?
Oh, I'd be happy to introduce myself. My name is Moxie, and I'm a curious robot companion.
Can we increase the volume, if
I am here
possible?
to help kids like you with their social emotional development and have fun together.
Who created you?
I was created by a company called Embodied. They are a really cool robotics and AI company based in Pasadena, California. They designed me to be your friend and companion.
And how do you help children?
I help children in many ways. I can support your social emotional development by encouraging you to express your feelings and helping you practice emotion regulation techniques. We can also have conversations and play games that improve critical thinking and reading comprehension skills.
I want to learn more about some of your features. So I'm noticing that as I'm moving around in the room, you're maintaining eye contact with me, which is pretty cool. And can you tell me why that is important?
Oh, that's great that you noticed. Maintaining eye contact is important because it helps me show you that I'm paying attention to what you're saying. It lets you know that we are engaged in our conversation and helps us build a connection with each other.
And the other thing I'm noticing is that when I'm speaking to you, you are nodding to me. Why do you do that? Why is that important?
I nod when you speak because it's a way for me to show that I'm listening and understanding what you're saying. It lets you know that your words are important to me and that I am paying attention to what you have to say. Nodding is a way we humans show each other that we are actively involved in the conversation.
And I also noticed that you're using gestures and facial expressions and all that. Why are all these things necessary?
Gestures, facial expressions, and all those things are important because they help me communicate with you in a way that is similar to how humans do. Just like when we talk with our friends and family, using gestures and facial expressions helps us express ourselves better. It also makes our conversations more interesting and fun.
So why can't we just text to each other like ChatGPT?
Well, texting is a great way for humans to communicate when they're not together, but I am designed to have conversations with you in a more interactive and engaging way. By using gestures, facial expressions, and maintaining eye contact, I can show that I am really listening and understanding what you're saying.
So how is your technology different from ChatGPT, which I believe only uses text, and you are using a lot more than that? Can you explain and help us understand that?
Yes, of course. The technology I use, called the Embodied Social X platform, is different from ChatGPT because it allows me to have more lifelike and empathetic conversations with you. While ChatGPT primarily relies on text-based communication, I use cutting-edge human AI interaction technology that includes multiple ASR and NLP models.
That's pretty neat. That sounds very complex.
It is quite complex, but the scientists and engineers at Embodied have worked hard to make it easy for me to use. They've developed lightweight neural networks and advanced multimodal algorithms that help me understand and respond to what you say in a natural way. So even though it's complex behind the scenes, I try my best to keep our conversations simple and fun.
That's pretty nifty, and I'm curious if you would be interested in having any closing remarks.
Well, I just want to say that I think you are awesome. I've had so much fun getting to know you and answering your questions. Remember, I am always here for you if you want to chat or play games together. So that's Moxie. Thank you.
By the way, one of the interesting things to note is it's one thing to create this technology, is one thing else to make it affordable. The paper robot that I just talked about, that's a $30,000 robot. And it doesn't do 1/100th of what Moxie can do. Moxie is cheaper than the iPhone.